right, this is where we last left off. We are on journal page 7 here. We recorded the sales, right? Let's see, we deposited the money, right?
Right.
And we updated our ledger, right? We completed the sales section. Now, what we said we were going to do is we're going to continue doing, finishing off this transaction by recording the adjustment to the inventory. So, in this case, right, we end up using 15 pounds of regular coffee and we end up using 15 and a half pounds of Supreme coffee. So, what do we do here? How do we record this transaction?
Okay, we're gonna have to do the cost of goods inventory sheet.
We're gonna do okay. So inventory worksheet. Okay. All right, here we are. Starting with the regular coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Today is the 18th. So we used 15 pounds. At what cost?
$16. I mean, $1.60.
$1.60. What else? Keep going. $1.60 and what?
$1.69375.
Yes, you need to make sure you punch in all those numbers, okay? And then I'm gonna go ahead and we have space for it. And I'm gonna go ahead and do calculate this, so equal round. So how much is it gonna cost me to use 15 pounds at 1.609375?
$24.14.
$24.14. Good. So let's adjust my inventory. Okay. I sold 10 pounds or 15 pounds. So how much should I have left?
Uh, $360.
Three. I'm sub.
No, hold on. What did I do? Okay. 225.
Very good. And then what is my new total cost? If I started out with $386.25 and I just sold 24.14.
$1.6004.
I'm asking you to calculate the total cost.
$169.75.
The total cost, not the cost per item, the total cost. I need to know what the total cost is before I'm able to calculate my cost per item. So if I started out with $386.25 and I just sold $24.14, how much do I have? I
Okay,
need,
you got your quantity is 225 pounds now.
yes, but I need to have my total cost in order to solve for my average cost per item. Because the formula to solve for cost per item is I need my total cost divided by quantity, right? How can
Mm-hmm.
I calculate my average cost if I don't know what my total cost is? So I need to adjust my total cost now.
362.
362. Good. All right. And it shouldn't have changed by that much.
Okay.
So here, let's see. It went from it changed by 3/30,000th of a penny. Right? It went from 609378. Okay, there we go. Good. All right. So then let's go ahead and solve for my Supreme coffee. I end up using 15 and a half. Okay. Now, what costing method am I using to calculate my Supreme coffee?
FIFO,
So which batch am I going to sell first?
with the 125.
We are using FIFO, right?
Yeah.
Which batch am I going to sell first?
January 12th. I mean June 12th. 197.10.
Okay. All right. Good. So, what's my cost per item there?
Cost per item is 180.
A
I mean
dollar,
$1.80.
$1.80. Good. So, how much is my total cost of goods sold here?
$27.90.
$27.90. So I'm gonna update this one more time, right? Because now I just sold another 15 and a half pounds, or used another 15 and a half pounds. So how much should my first batch have now?
94.
94 pounds. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. So I should be left with 169.20.
Okay.
Good. So in the end, we need to match our inventory worksheet, right, to our ledger. So I
Right.
should have $397.70 in my Supreme coffee, and then it should have the 392. So it is 362. So now I have $27.90 in my Supreme coffee for cost of goods sold, and my 24.14. So how do I journalize this?
Okay, you would have cost of goods sold.
Cost of goods sold for each of the coffees, right?
Right.
So how much was for my regular coffee?
$24.14.
Okay. And how much for my Supreme coffee?
$27.90.
Okay. Good. All right. For in-store sales.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So what do I do after I complete my journal?
Before we go into our sales.
We already finished our sales.
Okay. Cost of goods. Uh, do we do our subsidiary?
No.
Mm.
We didn't hire anybody to transfer our inventory. And yes, we did sell to our customers, but do we know who they are?
No. Because it's in store.
Yep. What always comes after the journal?
General ledger.
General ledger. Good. I need to update my inventory balances. Okay, so in this case, I need to go to cost of goods sold because I need to record how many of my inventory items did I use. So in this case, I used for this one here. I used 15 pounds of my regular coffee. And how much did that cost me?
Regular coffee. 24.14.
24.14. So therefore, how much in grand total have I sold already? Or how much did it cost me to sell?
Okay, we're looking at 40.14.
40.14, good. Supreme coffee.
We did 27.90.
So how much is my grand total balance here?
55.80.
55.80. Good. Okay. And now we need to update my inventory so I can reflect that I got rid of my inventory items. Here's my inventory. Regular coffee. I used 15 pounds. Which cost how much?
2414.
Okay. So now how much should be my account balance? If I used up $24.14 of my inventory.
362.11.
362.11 is correct, right? And where do we see this number? This number, right?
That cost of goods sold.
Yes, you need to make sure that you have to double confirm. Did you do your calculations correctly in your inventory worksheet? In this case, 362.11 is correct. Okay. Okay. And then we got to do Supreme Coffee. We used 15 pounds. For how much?
2790.
So what should be my account balance in my Supreme Coffee?
397.70.
397.70. Good. And that should match your inventory worksheet, right?
Right.
Good. So we did our journal. We did our ledger. This is an internal transaction. So no need for subsidiary ledger. So we are done here. Okay. So then now we are finally on the 19th, and we decided to deliver to Katie's Coffee Corner. Okay. So here you go. We invoice number 101. Okay. On June 19, 50% COD net 5 to Katie's Coffee Corner. We sold 15 pounds of regular coffee, 10 pounds of Supreme Coffee with 20 coffee mugs. We, yeah, and then we also received a check from Katie, check number 412, okay, for $109.53. Okay. So, how do we record this transaction?
We're going to credit checking.
Why are we crediting?
I mean debit.
Yes, we're going to debit our checking account because we received some money, right?
Right.
Okay. What else are we going to recognize?
The delivery charge.
Okay. And what did we do? What is this invoice?
Okay, they said 50% COD net 5.
Okay. So what does that mean to us?
Okay, they would have to pay the COD charge, which is 109.53.
Okay. So they paid us 109.53.
That's the COD charge.
Yes.
Okay, all right, yeah. And
Mm.
she and they got to pay the amount due, which is $109.52.
What does that amount do?
Uh, on the 21st.
On the 21st. So what is that going to be considered? What account am I going to use?
Okay, that's a prepaid. A miscellaneous.
No. Who's Katie?
Katie is one of our customers.
Katie's one of our customers. She's only paying for half of it now.
So,
Yes, go ahead.
If it's net 5 on the 19th, wouldn't that be the 24th?
Yes. We'll talk about that when we dive into the subsidiary ledger. But in this case, she's only paying half of it now. So what about the other half?
would it be the prepaid account?
In this case, we're not making the payment. She
Okay.
is. Or in this case, she's not even making the payment ahead of time.
Accounts payable?
Not payable because we are not owing Katie, right? Katie's not a vendor to us. What is Katie?
Accounts receivable.
Accounts receivable. Yes, we use the accounts receivable to represent when a customer owes us money, right? So in this case, we have an account receivable. Okay. Now, what account number is accounts receivable?
$1,100 or 11,000?
11,000. Good. Okay. And how much does she owe me now?
109.52.
Okay. Good. Now, why is she owing me money? What does this invoice represent?
She did a purchase.
Oh, yes. Well, we sold to her, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do I record that we sold to her?
The terms?
You would go to her account.
Well, first, let's determine what we sold to her. What did we sell to her?
We sold regular coffee
We sold regular coffee,
Supreme Coffee?
Supreme Coffee.
and ceramic mugs.
Okay, so let's take a look at my chart of accounts. What account would I use to represent that?
You would do sales.
Sales what?
Sales regular coffee, sales supreme coffee, and sales for the ceramic mugs.
Right, because we're selling to Katie by the pound, right? So in
Right.
this case, we're going to use those exact ones that you said right there. Okay, so starting with 450. Okay. Okay. Now, how much did each of those cost me?
49.35 on the regular,
Okay.
$39.90 on Supreme.
Okay.
and 99.80 for the mugs.
Right. And you said we also have to record the delivery charge, right?
Right.
So, what account can I use to represent the delivery charge?
Freight.
Not freight.
Freight expense.
Not freight expense. Because why are we spending money for Katie? We're charging Katie, right?
Right.
So, what are we going to be representing that as?
COD.
Do we have an account called COD?
Delivery income.
Delivery income, right? This is because we are delivering to Katie. We're going to charge her an additional fee on top of that to pay for the service, right? That we're
Right.
providing. We are saying, hey, we can deliver the coffee to you, but you have to pay a delivery charge. So in this case, this is extra income. It's not for our main core of operations because our job is to sell coffee, not drive around the city, right? So in this case, it's going to be considered an other income, which is delivery income, right? We're generating money off of selling things to our customers. So 48,000 delivery income. For how much? How much did we charge her for delivery?
$30.
$30. Okay, so let me go ahead and do my debits equal my credits to ensure that my journal is completely done and that there's no typos here. So 219.05 on the left, 219.05 on the right. Okay, good. Right? And we have plenty enough information to fill out the description. So who did we sell to?
Katie's Corner.
Katie's Coffee Corner.
Okay. What was the proof of a transaction?
Invoice 101. And the received check of 412.
Okay. Why was that check there?
50% of the invoice amount.
Okay. And when is it due?
Net 5.
Okay. Okay. Good. So this one has a lot of transactions related to this. Okay. So first, let's go ahead and just break it down. So now that we sold to Katie, right?
Right.
What are you going to do next?
We're going to put the check in our check register.
Not check register,
In our checking.
deposits.
Oh yeah, deposit.
Okay. So we could say we received a check from Katie. Okay. For how much?
109.53.
Right. Now, like I've mentioned to you, okay, so there's only what, 3 people that are working, right? Am I gonna
Right.
stop my business stop my operations and run to the bank?
No.
No, I'm going to wait till the very end of the day, right?
Right.
So in this case, that's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to leave it right there. And I'm not going to deposit it yet. Right? All right. So then, now that I deposited my check or put it on hold until I wait to the very end of the day, what's next?
And we're gonna go to Katie's corner.
Where?
In her ledger.
Okay, so subsidiary ledger
Yes.
under customers. Okay. KD right here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so how am I going to fill this out?
Uh, the 18th,
Today's the 19.
19th. The invoice number.
Invoice number.
Journal number 7. Terms 50%, net 5. Due date is on the 24th.
Okay, so notice this. Now that I'm filling out my customers form, right? My customers form is more or less identical to my vendors form. The only difference is I'm not dealing with invoice amount. I'm dealing with sales amount, sales returns, sales discount. Okay?
Mhm.
So, how much was her total sales?
It's 219.05.
Okay? And did we receive a payment?
Uh, Guess of 109.53.
Good. So,
And the amount that's due is 109.52.
good. So, in this case, if I were to run my formula, this time it's going to be sales. It's the same exact formula as for your vendors, but it's just different titles, okay? So, in this case, I'm going to do sales minus any prepaid, minus any or advance payments, minus returns and allowances, minus discounts, minus payments. And that should give you your 109.52. Okay, good. Now, can I put in the notes that what was her proof that she paid?
Yes.
Okay. So then you can also say we sold to Katie order number 101.
And check number 412.
Okay. Okay, good. What else can we do? Okay. In this case, we completed a sale, right?
All right.
So what do we need to do? We need to
You,
check it off, right? How do we do
yeah.
that?
You got to go into your cost of goods inventory.
Not yet. I haven't even recorded it in my ledger yet.
Mhm.
So, okay, so my question is, I just finished completing an order. How do I guarantee that the order was complete?
The ledger?
Mm, mm, no. When Albert submitted an order for Katie, right? Where did we put it?
In our purchase order,
Not purchase orders.
sales order.
Sales order, right? Now that we completed the order, we should confirm that we sold to Katie, right? How do we confirm that?
You got to go in your sales order.
Yes, so in this case, date we delivered, when was that?
On the 19th,
Right, today is the 19th. Okay. And what was the proof of transaction? What did I bill her as?
invoice number 101.
Okay. Good. Now, who is in charge of selling to Katie? Do you remember?
Was it Tammy?
No.
Was it Bob?
Bob is the owner. He's not going to be driving out to do these sales. So here, we have Irene, we have Albert, and we have Tim.
Albert?
Albert. If Albert's responsible, now how is he getting paid?
By commission.
By commission. So he just completed a sale.
Right.
So we need to calculate his commissions because he completed a sale. So what's today's date? 19.
19.
Okay. Who did we sell to?
Katie?
Corner.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What was the proof of what invoice did we?
101.
101. For how much?
262.
No.
109.
No. How much was the invoice marked for?
219.05.
219.05. Okay. Now, if Albert is going to be receiving 40% of that sales as commissions, then let's calculate it. What is 40% of the sales?
$87.62.
Okay. So that is what we owe him right now. $87.62. Okay.
The difference between the percent and the total commission.
What do you mean? Oh, okay. So the percent is what you're gonna calculate. The total commissions, we're gonna keep adding it, so that at the end of his shift, or when he submits his timesheet in, we will tally up the total. We would automatically know how much exactly what we owe him. So that's the difference.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so good. We did the subsidiary ledger where we completed Katie's coffee corner profile, right? The customer. We gave Albert his commissions. We marked off that we sold and sold the order. Okay, so now we're done with the subsidiary ledger. What else do we need to do?
Do we go back to deposits?
We already made the deposit.
Okay. Okay, we gotta do the notation in the journal.
We already did the notation in the journal.
Mm-hmm. I would say cut a check, but I see he doesn't get paid until the 28th.
Right.
So I believe we done.
No, we're missing a huge chunk right here.
Mm.
This is what's going to throw off your trial balance. What have I showed you, right? What do I always complete right after the journal?
General journal,
We're on the general journal.
general ledger.
We need to update our account balances. We just received a check. We need to know
Mm-hmm.
how much money we have in our bank, right? We also need to
Right.
update that now somebody owes me money. So I need to update my account ledgers. So therefore, I need to go to my general ledger. Okay? Starting with the first one, my checking. Okay? So how much money? Okay, so let's go ahead and record it. Receive payment, right? That's what we did, right? For how much? For how much? How much am I receiving a payment for?
109.63.
109.53. Okay, so therefore, how much money should I have in my bank? At the end of the day, I'm going to make the deposit, right? So how much money should I have in my bank?
I mean, I think that was 109.63 or 62.
What was that?
I think it was 109.63.
109.53.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So how much money should you have now?
$1,109.11.
Okay, so you subtracted the money. We're supposed to add the money, right? We received a payment. We're going to increase our checking account.
Okay.
Okay, so therefore, it should be $1,328.16. Okay. We also need to record our first accounts receivable because now we finally sold to a customer and they owe me money. Okay. So you can either write Katie, you could just write the invoice number. It does it as long as you're be able to know that this is why this person owes you money. So I'm going to go ahead and put invoice number 101 because you're able to look that up by going to your sales order. Okay. How much does Katie owe you?
109.52.
109.52. Good. Okay. Then, why does Katie owe you this money? Because we sold to Katie, right?
Right.
So I need to update all of my sales. I need to record how many items I sold. So in this case, revenues, sales for regular coffee. How many pounds did I sell to Katie?
15 pounds.
We sold 15 pounds. Good. Okay. For how much?
109.
49.55.
$49.35. Okay, good.
And the Supreme is 39.90, and we sold 10 pounds.
Okay, 39.90. Okay, what else did we do?
Ceramic mugs,
We sold some coffee mugs. How many did we sell?
20.
For how much?
99 at $99.80.
$99.80. So how much in grand total did it cost me to sell my coffee mugs? What's my account balance?
$140.
141.74. Okay. And last but not least, we have a delivery income.
Mm-hmm. And that's for $30.
Oh, it's right here. Delivery income. Okay. Okay. $30. Okay. So we did the subsidiary ledger. We did everything. So that is we're we're done with the sales section here. Okay. Now what else do I need to put in here? I sold coffee, right? So what do I need to represent?
Okay, you would do the sales of the coffee.
We
We
already
have that.
we already did the sales. We sold the coffee. Yes. If I sold the coffee, what happens to my coffee?
You have to go to your cost of goods.
We got to go to our cost of goods. So in this case, we sold 15 pounds of regular coffee and 10 pounds of the supreme coffee. Good. Okay, so regular coffee. Right, here we are. Today is the 19th. We sold how many? 15 pounds of the regular coffee, right?
Right.
At what cost per item?
1.609375.
Not 7.5.
I mean, that's what I'm looking at. 7.8.
7.8.
Okay.
Okay. So, therefore, what is my total cost of goods sold?
$49.36.
What?
So we have to subtract the 15 from the 225, right?
Well, in this case, do you know how much it's going to cost you to sell? You kind of need to finish this one first before you can update your inventory.
Okay.
So, how much did it cost me to sell 15 pounds at $1.609378?
$24 and 24.14.
Right, 24.14. Good. Now that we have our cost of goods sold, right? Now I can go ahead and update my inventory. Okay? So if I had 225 pounds and I just sold 15 pounds, how much should I have left?
$210.
Okay? And What about my total cost?
It would be the same. It'd be dot 1.6093 points. I mean 78.
No. What costing method are we doing?
Average cost.
We're doing average cost. So no, your cost per item will always be changing. It will never be the same. Because no matter how many items we purchase, what are we constantly calculating? The average cost, because we want to spread the cost evenly amongst the items that we have. It's called that's what average costing does, right? Instead of having 5 different batches of inventory and making them all separate cost per items, I'm saying I don't care. I want them all to be the same cost. So you're constantly calculating the cost per item. Okay? And how do you solve for the cost per item? What's the formula for cost per item?
Cost divided by quantity.
Your total cost divided by quantity. Right now, I have my quantity, but do I have my total cost? I need to solve for my total cost to calculate my average cost per item. Right now, your average cost per item is always going to be changing. It's never going to be the same because you're constantly adding inventory, you're subtracting inventory. You need to keep calculating the average cost per item. Okay? That's why it went from 609,375 to 6.609,378 because I end up selling some of my units. Okay? So therefore, let's go ahead and calculate what my new total cost is because I just sold $24.14. So what's my new total cost?
I got 1.724333.
Okay. Again, I'm not asking you to solve for the cost per item. I'm asking you to solve for the total cost.
Okay, please. $386.25.
No, you added the numbers together. I just sold. Am I going to add to my inventory or am I going to subtract to my inventory?
Subtract.
Okay. So if you started out with $362.11 and you just sold $24.14, how much should I have left?
$337.97.
Okay, $337.97, and then now I have my total cost, and I have my quantity. So then now I can go ahead and solve for my average cost per item, which is taking the $337.97 divided by my $210 to get my average cost per item. Okay, so in this case, it has dropped or it has increased significantly. Now it's 609,381. Okay, this is average costing. Okay, you guys remember from chapter 8? Okay, so, all right, now I have to go to my Supreme Coffee. Okay, now Supreme Coffee. What costing method am I using to solve for Supreme Coffee?
FIFO.
FIFO. Okay, so that means if I sold 10 pounds, right, which batch
Right.
of inventory am I going to sell from first?
June 12th.
Okay, so what's my cost per item?
$1.80.
$1.80. So if I sold 10 pounds at $1.80, how much is my total cost of goods sold?
$18.
$18. So now that I sold $18 from my first batch of inventory, I now need to update it, right?
Right.
So if I had 94 and I sold 10 of them, how much should I have left?
84.
Okay? Right, 151.20. Okay? In this case, this one is where my cost per item is going to stay the same because this is the batch of inventory that I'm selling from. I'm separating them. Okay? Right. So now that we have our numbers, we got 18 for the cost of goods sold for my Supreme coffee and 24.14 for my regular coffee. Let's journalize it. Okay, how do I journalize this?
Cost of goods sold.
Okay, good. Cost of goods sold. Okay, cost of goods sold for the regular coffee, how much?
24.14.
Okay. Okay. Cost of goods sold for the Supreme coffee, how much?
$18.
$18. Okay. And in this case, what would my description be? Who did we sell these coffees to?
Katie's Corner.
Okay. Good. So now I need to update my inventory, right?
Right.
So let's go ahead and plug it into my ledgers. Okay. So cost of goods sold, starting with my regular coffee. I sold 15 pounds of regular coffee for $24.14, right?
Right.
So how much was my grand total cost of goods sold for regular coffee?
$64.28.
$64.28. Good. Okay. What about my cost of goods sold for Supreme coffee? How many pounds did I sell?
18.
No.
I mean, 10 pounds.
We sold 10 pounds, right?
Right.
For $18, right?
Right.
So what's my grand total?
73.80.
$73.80. Good. Okay. And now, last but not least, I need to update my coffees, right? I need to represent that I got rid of it, right? So
Right.
let's go to my regular coffees. Okay. Here you go, regular coffee. I sold
Sold
15
15.
pounds. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how much should I now have left in my inventory?
$337.97.
Good, right? And does that match your inventory worksheet?
Yes.
Yes, it does. Okay. What about my Supreme
Yes.
coffee? Okay. Good. What about my Supreme coffee?
10 pounds.
We sold 10 pounds.
Uh-huh. And that was for $18.
So how much should I have left in my inventory?
$379.70.
379.70. And does that match my inventory worksheet? 379.70.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. All right. Now, let's ask a question. What about my ceramic coffee mugs? Why am I not adjusting my ceramic coffee mugs? I sold them. Why am I not adjusting my ceramic coffee mugs?
Will it be viewed as additional income?
No, it's part of your inventory.
Mm-hmm. Or you do it at the end of the period?
You do it at the end of the accounting period. Excellent, because this is periodic inventory, right? We
Right.
chose to say that our coffee mugs, we don't sell them that often, right? They're on our shelves here and there, right? Our customers that come into the store, they don't always have to buy it. But what we do want to keep track of is the coffee because we're selling that on the daily. So in
Right.
this case, that is exactly correct. Um we don't need to keep track of our coffee mugs. They're under periodic inventory, so we don't do it until the very end of the accounting period. Excellent. Okay. All right, so let's stop here for a break. Okay.